After successfully getting a basic game up and running, I decided to make things a lot harder. My next challenge was to create a brand new game in assembly language. And because apparently I don't like easy projects, I chose the Amiga 500. Before I got started, though, I decided to check in with my coworkers. Hey, people want an assembly game. Get to work. As you can probably guess, I didn't get much support. The idea sounded simple. Take a local language model and ask it to write a game in assembly for the Amiga. Reality, however, had other plans. The model immediately got to work, confidently generating a huge source file, a full RPG with a world map, a hero, monsters, NPCs, dialogue, quests, items, the whole package. And that's exactly where the first problem started. At first, I thought everything looked fine. After all, we're targeting the classic Amiga 500 with its Motorola 68,000 CPU. What could possibly go wrong? Turns out, pretty much everything. Some parts looked like real Motorola assembly. Other parts looked more like somebody had invented their own programming language. Then things got even weirder. The AI started using registers like D8, D10, even D18. The only problem? Those registers don't exist. Then came instructions that only belong to much newer 68K processors. Branches broke. Addressing modes were wrong. Sometimes the assembler would refuse to compile because of a single line. That's when I realized one AI wasn't going to be enough. It kept suggesting fixes. But after a while, we were just going in circles. So I did something I hadn't done in over 15 years. I dug out my old university textbooks. And surprisingly, that actually helped. Eventually, the code started coming together, which immediately created a brand new problem. The game finally ran, and now I could actually play it. It didn't take long to discover that the AI is much better at writing code than designing gameplay. For example, you'd walk up to someone who looked like a peaceful villager, and instead of starting a conversation, you'd suddenly enter combat. Then there were the dialogue boxes. Sometimes they appeared nowhere near the NPC. Sometimes you couldn't even tell who was talking. And one version managed to trap me in an infinite conversation. Talk. Close the dialogue. It opens again. Close it. It opens again. Forever. My poor hero was literally stuck talking for eternity. The legendary sword was another adventure. After defeating a monster, the sword was supposed to appear. It did. I walked over to it. It disappeared. And nothing. No message, no sound. No indication whether I'd picked it up or accidentally destroyed it. So I spent the next few minutes running around the map wondering, wait, do I actually have a sword now? After every test build, I kept coming back to the AI with basically the same question. Okay, what on earth is happening here? And to be fair, it actually kept fixing things. The monsters slowly started looking like monsters. Dialogue appeared where it was supposed to. The quests made more sense. Items behaved more logically. Eventually, we even got to the main menu. The first versions looked more like a tech demo than an actual game. But despite all the bugs, all the weird behavior, and all the endless rewrites, at some point I realized I wasn't looking at another programming experiment anymore. I was looking at an actual game. Sure, it was simple, a little weird, sometimes unintentionally funny, but it was a real game. I started by asking an AI to write a game in assembly language, and somehow ended up with a complete little adventure, with a beginning, a middle, and an ending. The local language model did most of the coding. Meanwhile, my job slowly evolved from programmer into a combination of tester, teacher, translator between AI and 40-year-old hardware, and occasionally, therapist. Honestly, that turned out to be my favorite part, because this experiment wasn't really about whether AI will replace programmers. It was about what happens when cutting-edge artificial intelligence collides with technology from the 1980s. And as it turns out, that's surprisingly entertaining to watch.